Hey guys, Samuel here. Today I'm going to speak to you about Blizzard Entertainment. I've done some research and found out some interesting things about them. Blizzard Entertainment is a developer and publisher, meaning it's a hybrid company. Blizzard established in 1994, and the company quickly became one of the most popular and well-respected makers of computer games. Blizzard Entertainment has maintained an unparalleled reputation for quality since its inception. There are multiple departments within the company. These departments include art and animation, design, engineering, production, and operations. Each department have a different role within the company, and without each other, they won't function. Art and animation. This department creates the characters, zones, monsters, etc. These monsters will be crafted and 3D modeled, which will later be put into the game itself, which the player can interact with. Designer. The designer creates the interaction between the character and AI. They construct the mechanics within the game, however it's also their job to make it fun for the player, and not too difficult that the players won't enjoy it. Engineers. This department are responsible for allowing all the players to actually be able to play together. They display complex code and easy process. They maintain a database of abilities, accounts, characters through more than a dozen regions. The engineer does the coding for the game. Production. Producers' primary goal is to keep fellow teammates free of impediments that could stop their work. They are the life-saving handhold of the hurricane of the game development. Producers make sure no stone is left unturned, no checklist is ignored, and no deadline is rushed or missed. They're the glue of the company. Operations. Blizzard games don't just begin with game ideas, or end once those games are released. A lot more goes into creation of a Blizzard product than the work with the developers, and they support these games for years after they're in hands of games worldwide. They do this through the patches and updates that come in every couple of weeks. Job roles in the company. The artist, he creates the concept art for the game. The lead artist tells the artist what he wants created and his ideas. Programmer programs the code for the game and the AI. The lead programmer tells the other programmers what he wants created for the game. The producer helps make sure there is nothing interfering with the workers and their work. Operator comes with ideas before and after the game is released. Artists are really responsible because if they miss a deadline for their work or create something that they don't like, then the other workers can't start their work because they have nothing to create yet. The lead artist, they tell the other artists what they need to be making and how it should look and feel. They also make sure that the deadlines aren't difficult for the artist. The programmer/engineer, designs all the interactions with the player and the NPCs/AI you run into around the world. Lead programmer, to tell the other programmers what they need to program and how it should look and feel. Producer, to make sure everyone in the company is okay and to make sure there is nothing stopping the workers from missing their deadlines or causing them to have to stop. The operator, they are bread and butter. They come up with the ideas for the game for when it's released and before it's released. Without them, the game wouldn't exist. Blizzard Entertainment made a lot of money through their games. World of Warcraft sold 14 million copies and their revenue was $398 million. World of Warcraft expansions sold 42 million and the revenue was 800. Oh my god, I'm just showing you a picture. Blizzard have sold over 103 million copies of their games and made over $6 billion. Blizzard have a lot of responsibilities with their money. They are able to support their workers and give them their wages every month so they're actually getting paid. They also need to have enough money to update their games and or to create a new one. Creating a new game can be extremely expensive, so Blizzard need to be financially okay so that they can do this. Blizzard Entertainment has multiple senior corporate management. Bobby Kotick is the Chief Executive Officer, Denny Durkin, Chief Financial Officer, and Eric Hirschberg, Chief Executive Officer of Activision. When playing the games, player can submit reports, and these reports can be managed and looked at, where the admins can, and they look at the report and give out the punishment. Blizzard Entertainment use the funds that they get from sponsors and the players to make their company better. They use the money to create new games that will earn them more money. And they also use the funds to create new patches for their games that they have already released. Overwatch had a milestone of 20 million copies, which they succeeded and sold way more, and they all did this in 4 months. Most of their games had a franchise, such as World of Warcraft series. They had Warcraft, Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3, and World of Warcraft. Each of these was successful, but World of Warcraft did the most successful of all of them. Diablo was also a successful franchise. They had Diablo, Diablo 2, and Diablo 3. with a possible Diablo 4 in the future, but who knows. Hi-Rez is an independent, privately held video game developer. The company was established in 2005 by Aris Gorin and Todd Harris, and became one of the largest studios in the southeast United States. Hi-Rez released the FPS Global Agenda, which started off extremely well. This was later followed by their game Tribes Ascend, which was then followed by their most successful game, called Smite. This was a MOBA game that became Hi-Rez's main game. Art and Animation. This department creates the gods, maps, and minions. These gods will then be created and 3D modeled, which will then later be put in the game itself, which the player can interact with. Designer. The designer creates the abilities, hitting the enemies. They construct the mechanics within the game, however it's also their job to make it fun for the player. Engineers. The department are responsible for allowing all players to play together. They display the codes and make them easy. They maintain databases for the abilities, the characters, and everyone's accounts between all their regions. An engineer does the coding for all the game. Production. Producers' primary goal is to keep fellow teammates free of independence, and anything that will be stopping their work and stopping them from being able to do any of their work. Operations. Hi-Rez games just don't begin with their ideas, or end once those ideas are released. A lot more goes into the creation of a Hi-Rez product than the work of the developers, and they support their games for years after their release to the gamers worldwide. They do this through patches and updates, introducing different gods and different buffs and changes. The job roles within the company. Artists create the concept art for the game, lead artist tells them what to do and what to create, the programmer programs the character and the code for the game, the lead programmer tells the other programmers what he wants created for the game, the producer helps make sure there is nothing interfering with the worker or their work, the operator comes up with the ideas for, before, and and their game is released. Here is a picture of what happened and why people are against and for working with Hi-Rez Studios. Hi-Rez don't have any franchises. All their games are solo games. None of them have follow-ups. The only thing they do is add new characters and gods for their game. Their financial responsibilities are they need to pay their workers and need to use their money to upgrade and patch their games. They had a milestone of making their company successful, which they did and exceeded in. It became one of the most popular companies in America and is incredibly well known. Hey guys, Samuel here. Today I'm going to speak to you about Blizzard Entertainment. I did some research and found out some interesting things about them. Blizzard Entertainment is a developer and publisher, meaning it's a hybrid company. Blizzard was established in 1994, and the company quickly became one of the most popular and well-respected makers of computer games. Blizzard Entertainment has maintained an unparalleled reputation for quality since its inception. There are multiple departments within the company. These departments include art and animation, design, engineering, production, and operations. Each department have a different role within the company, and without each other, they wouldn't function. Art and animation. This is about... fuck's sake. Hey guys, Samuel here. Today I'm going to speak to you about Blizzard Entertainment. I did some research and found out some interesting things about them. Blizzard Entertainment is a developer and publisher, meaning it's a hybrid company. Blizzard was established in 1994, and the company quickly became one of the most popular and well-respected makers of computer games. Blizzard Entertainment has maintained an unparalleled reputation for quality since its inception. There are multiple departments within the company. These departments include art and animation, design, engineering, production, and operations. Each department have a different role within the company, and without each other, they wouldn't function. Art and animation. This is about... fuck's sake. Hey guys, Samuel here. Today I'm going to speak to you about Blizzard Entertainment. I did some research and found out some interesting things about them. Blizzard Entertainment is a developer and publisher, meaning it's a hybrid company. Blizzard was established in 1994, and the company quickly became one of the most popular and well-respected makers of computer games. Blizzard Entertainment has maintained an unparalleled reputation for quality since its inception. There are multiple departments within the company. These departments include art